The Gaijin crafting event is starting soon, and they're announcing the prizes already. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. We got two announced so far. Let's see what they are. Good evening. I am Old Dead Man, your host. Welcome to War Thunder's website. I'm a little under the weather today. You might hear it in my voice, but so I'm going to try and get this done in one shot. Let's see what we can do and ignore things like stuff falling off my desk. Let's get started with the AMD 35 SA35. Now, the base armored car is already familiar, pulling in a nice 72 kilometers per hour, though sporting minimal armor. This model is taller, though, meaning it cannot hide in quite as many places as its more common cousin. Now, admittedly, this is an interesting vehicle because despite the fact that there's only one made, one prototype, that vehicle did in fact see combat. A design by engineer Joseph Rastani was capable of holding the much more powerful standard 47mm SA35 tank gun, a first version of which was finished on 31st of May of 1940. To provide enough room to operate the larger gun, the back of the new octagonal turret was raised, resulting in an extreme wedge-shaped profile. The armor consisted of welded 25mm plates all around, reinforced on the front with a spaced applique of 13mm plate. The turret had a single, rather narrow top hatch and lacked the rear hatch that had been usual for French designs. The turret had to be rotated by hand, an electrical drive being absent. Also, a machine gun was lacking. A single vehicle was tested on the 5th of June and completed on the 6th, but plans to build 40 of these vehicles of the type came to naught. The single vehicle, provisionally called the Voiture 47, defended a bridge near Etigny and destroyed two German heavy tanks of an unspecified type and a column trying to force a crossing as part of the Battle of Saumur. On 17th of June, it was destroyed by its own crew at Cosnes-sur-Loire when their unit was unable to cross the Loire River with its heavy equipment. In War Thunder, the AMD SA35 will be joining the French Rank 1 light tank premium tree, complete with those sweet premium bonuses. Looks like a lot of fun. The 47mm gun should be pretty effective at those low BRs. And, I'm always good for a fast wheelie boy. However, that's not the only one coming. We've got the boat. That's right. Can't have a crafting event these days without some kind of a multi-gun monster boat for Russia. So, this is the Shcherbakov. And I'm sure I butchered that name. By the way, apologies to all the French speakers. I'm sure I butchered all those words too. And now apologies to the Russian speakers because I'm going to butcher this name. The Shcherbakov actually is kind of interesting because while it was laid down and it was launched, it was never commissioned into service, which means it never got fully finished. The reason is because with the end of the big gun cruisers as a kind of a standard, a slew of nearly complete ships ended up getting canceled outright. Among them was the Shcherbakov, which actually made it to the launch stage in 54 and was never commissioned, but canceled in 59 and scrapped in 61. She ended up 210 meters long, 22 meters wide, 7.4 meter draft, and weighed in at 13,720 tons standard displacement. Her 6 KV-68 boilers drove 2 TV7 geared steam turbine sets into 2 shafts for a total of 110,000 horsepower and a maximum speed of 31.5 knots. The Shcherbakov would have been armed with 12 152mm Mk5 BIS main guns, 12 100mm SM51S guns, 24 45mm Zif 68s, 10 533mm torpedo tubes, and between 40 and 132 mines. Armor would have measured up to 100mm on the belt, 120 on the bulkheads, 50mm on the deck, 175mm on the turrets, and 130 on the barbettes. All those are up to number, so it will vary across the entire structure. She also sported radar, sonar, and ECM suites. She was crewed by 1,270 men. In War Thunder, the Shcherbakov will be joining the Russian Rank 5 Blue Water Event Vehicle tree. No premium bonuses with this guy, but you're probably not going to need them considering it's got some pretty good gunfire on its side. I expect it'll be, for its BR, I expect it to probably be a bit overpowered because that's how it seems to go. So what do you think of the Shcherbakov and the AMD 35 SA35? I like the AMD 35. I could care less about the Shcherbakov. It'll be interesting to see what other vehicles. I'm looking for a plane and possibly another tank, since they have a low-level price for the tank prize, or maybe even more than that. But I'm looking for additional vehicles for this crafting event. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up or a rumble if you enjoyed this video. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in War Thunder.